Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Milan and I'm going to be a sophomore in college this year. I really want to start making more college content for my YouTube videos, and I felt like this was a perfect one because if there's one thing I can really relate to, it is being a broke college student. I find myself really looking for different side hustles and little ways I can make money, and that is why today I wanted to tell you guys something that I do on the side that I make a little bit of money from. I'm not gonna lie, this is not a huge income, this is not my job, but this is a side hustle that I've been doing for about a year and a half now, I think, and it has actually been pretty nice. And some of this stuff honestly is kind of self-explanatory, but I thought I would make a video on it in case anybody is wondering how to start it or they have any questions about things. One thing that I didn't realize before I started is that there is a huge community on Instagram that actually is just a ton of people selling their clothes. It's a really nice community, and overall there are also a lot of buyers as well on there. Also, a huge reason why I started Instagram shopping, and really recently I've been trying to do, is to turn my old clothes into new clothes. And what I mean by that is that I try not to spend any money on new clothing unless it comes from selling my old clothes. That way I'm kind of recycling the value of my clothes, and I'm not just spending like a ton of money on hauls and stuff. And I feel like I don't feel guilty buying clothes from that money because it's literally just kind of recycling that. Okay, why Instagram versus other platforms? So today I'm going to be putting out two other platforms, Depop and Poshmark. The reason why I am going to focus on Instagram is because my main focus I have right now is the Instagram shop. It is at shop.mlx. If you don't know what Depop or Poshmark is, Depop and Poshmark are apps that are literally meant to sell your items, to sell your clothing, and to buy items. On the other hand, Instagram, as many of you guys know, is kind of just a photo app. I don't really know how else to describe that, but it's not necessarily made specifically for selling things. Depop and Poshmark are more structured because obviously that's what the app is for. It's to literally sell things. It's also more protected. They have a lot of more things in store in terms of policies, safety, and just stuff like that. I feel like the biggest thing is that everybody on that app downloaded it to either sell things or to buy things. So you already know there's a market out there and people are constantly searching on that app. On the other hand, for Instagram, you have to handle every single thing yourself in terms of policy, payment, shipment. I'm not even gonna lie, it can be a lot for some people, and if that is, then you could still watch this video and take some tips on it, and you could literally go on Depop or Poshmark, but I'm gonna be talking about Instagram because personally I feel like it reaches people more easily. For example, I feel like if I were to tell someone that I'm selling my clothes on Depop or Poshmark, not everybody has that app, and honestly in the world we live in today, a lot of people want convenience, so a lot of people might not want to download like a full app just to look at your clothing. But for Instagram, although not everybody technically has it, most people do, and if you have your shop on Instagram, it's so much more easier for them to look at it because they already have the app and they're probably using it every single day. So setting up your shop is obviously important. I mean, what would your shop be without setting it up? But in case you're kind of confused about what this whole thing is, it is essentially selling your old clothes on Instagram. There are different types of shop accounts. There are closet accounts, aka selling your older clothing that are still in pretty good condition. There are also thrifting accounts. There are so many thrift accounts, and what they do is they go out and they thrift shop and they find a lot of cool things and they sell that on their Instagram shop, and a lot of times it's a little bit more than what they paid for because they want to profit off of that. And the third one that I felt like I wanted to point out is wholesale. For example, a lot of people go to Brandy Melville warehouse sales and they sell like Brandy Melville pieces from there, and some people buy like bulks of jeans and like sell them. This isn't as common, but you will definitely come across those pages. So obviously before you start this whole process, you should probably look in your closet to see if you even have like anything you really want to sell. For me, going to college made me really realize how many clothing items I don't wear, and I hate to say that, but it's so true. When I came back home, I realized that my closet was basically still full and I never even wore those items when I went to college. Some tips for picking out your items though is obviously you could sell anything you want. Let's be real, it's your life. But for me, I usually only sell things that I don't fit anymore or that I just like don't even wear, but they will always be in good condition. If they are not, I honestly will price it for like $3 and I will list every single defect that is on that clothing item. Okay, so on my Instagram shop, I actually asked other Instagram shops if I could use their shops as examples. So any of the shops I'm going to show, be sure to look them up on Instagram and actually check them out because they're really sweet people. But in terms of setting up your shop, like I said before, you're going to be handling every single thing by yourself. So the first thing I recommend when setting up your shop is obviously to create an Instagram, a complete different Instagram for that, and to come up with your own shop name. A lot of shops are honestly the same. Mine is just Shop MLX, and originally when I started this, I was selling my clothes and my two other sisters' clothes, so MLX is just all of our names together. In the biography of your account, you're probably going to want to do a little bit of an introduction. As you guys can see on these Instagram shops, in the description they have a little bit of information. Now they're not putting every single thing there because number one, they can't fit it all there. That would be way too much. And number two, you want to put enough information there where when your buyers go on your page, it's not going to be too overwhelming, but it's also going to be pretty informational. I also put a little @ to my main account. The reason why I do this is because I feel like it really helps with credibility. The sad reality is that there are some scammers out there. I don't even know why people do that, but there are. So I like to put my main account in the description so that if people look at that and they want to see if I'm even a real person, they can check out my main Instagram and see that I like am a real person. I'm just selling my clothes there. So let's talk about the highlights in terms of setting up your page. This is another thing I'd recommend. I know that some people like to put their policies in their first Instagram posts, which you can do, but I feel like it is very beneficial to put your policies in your Instagram highlight stories because people are going to be able to access that 24/7. So as you can see, a lot of people put about the seller, but the main things you're going to want to hit. You should talk about refunds and returns if you accept that. Most people don't. You should also talk about shipping, and proof is probably going to be your best friend in terms of getting more buyers because you want to build your credibility in the community, and the only way to do that is to show that people actually get the items that you're selling. I like to have a sold highlight where I put down all the items I've sold just so people can like see what I sold, I guess. I also like to do it just to look back. I have a little highlight that says interested into buying. How I personally have people buy from my shop is I will have them DM me if they want to buy. Now let's break it down even more because if I haven't talked enough about details, here it is. Some insight into this community. Most people use PayPal, Venmo, or cash through mail. I don't do cash through mail because personally I think it's a little bit risky, and I used to do it, but just for my own safety I don't do it anymore, and for the buyer safety as well. So I only accept PayPal or Venmo because it's fast cash and it secures the money. Like once they send it, it's really easy and you have it ready to go. Okay, so obviously this part is very important, delivery. For me, I only do shipping, and I'm going to be talking more about shipping items later in this video, but I did want to talk about different things that you can put up in your policies. So a lot of people do shipping, and honestly that's going to help reach a wider audience, but there are a lot of people that do drop-offs and pickups. I don't do this because it is not as safe, and if I do drop-offs or pickups, it is only really for people that I trust or that I literally know. But obviously it totally depends on you. Like, first off, can you even drive to go do those things? Are you okay, and are your parents okay with them coming to your house to pick things up? Also, when setting up your page, I feel like it is so important to know what kind of theme that you want to have for your shop. I'm not gonna lie, it's not really that important. Maybe I just am really into themes and stuff. As you can see from my Instagram, I have two different themes going on because I got kind of lazy. See, you don't need like a super crazy theme as long as you're just showing pictures of the items. That is good enough. But as you can see, here's an example of a shop where she takes pictures and she's like trying on each item. Once you kind of figure out what kind of theme you want, we move on to the next portion, which is posting up your items. So once you figure out what theme you want for your Instagram, it is going to really alter how you take pictures of your clothes. For example, in the beginning when I have like the baby blue background, I have pictures of clothes that I am wearing, and I literally had like a mini photo shoot with my sister. So I also just lay clothing down below on like a bed and take pictures of that. So once you're done taking pictures of all of the clothing items that you would like to sell, you're gonna need to start posting. Usually for me, before I start posting up items, I'll start like some Instagram stories. I just do a little sneak peek of things I'm selling, and I just let people know, hey, I'm gonna be posting later this week or later today. So before you even post, you should probably post a little story, just like giving a little sneak peek, you know, what you're gonna sell. Okay, so for what I do when I post up my items is I usually will have a main picture that will follow the theme, and then I will include several pictures afterwards of either me trying it on so that people don't ask me for try-ons, and also just like more up close pictures of the entire item. If you don't include a picture of it on you, a lot of people are probably going to ask you for a try-on if they want it, and personally for me, I think it's easier to just put it up and get it out of the way. I also say on my page that if there's not a picture of it on me, it probably doesn't fit me, honestly, so I just can't provide one. But the description of your post should be pretty simple, I guess. For mine, all of my descriptions are exactly the same. I just change it depending on the item. So I will list what it is at the first line. I'll do a dash, and then I'll say the size, the price, a dash, and then a little description of either the clothing item or anything else I really want to say about it. Also, if there are any defects on the item, please say it down below. Honestly, all of this is, like I said before, super self-explanatory, but I'm just talking through the process in case anyone needs it too, because I don't know, maybe you want to start but you don't really know how it goes. So usually they'll state like PayPal or Venmo, and I'll give them my account information so they can send me money. And once they send me the money, I will always confirm it with them and then ask them for their address. Once they send me their address, I will usually tell them around what time I can ship their item from, or maybe if it might be a little delayed, but I always give them an estimated time, and I'll let them know that I'll send them a tracking number once I ship it out. Hello and welcome to the packaging and shipping portion, which is honestly my most favorite part, because number one, you successfully finished a sale, and number two, it's just fun. So the number one thing I would suggest if you're going to be starting an Instagram shop is to buy a pack of poly mailers. On Amazon, there is like a ton of cute designs. I use this leaf design here that you're seeing right now, and I love it because when I first started my Instagram shop, I would go out to Target and like buy a bubble mailer every single time there was a purchase, but like the bubble mailer would be $3, and overall I wasn't like profiting anything because of that. I feel like it's honestly really worth it to invest in just buying like a bulk of poly mailers. And number two, I feel like having a cute mailer is really cute for your store and just really exciting to receive. I don't know, maybe you just like love packaging. How you package your items is gonna set a vibe and kind of a tone for your store, because this is kind of your store coming to life to your customers. On the white tag, I like to write down the clothing item and who it's for, and I'll also sometimes throw in like a nose strip or a face mask. I will always throw in a little business card thing I made. You don't need like a little business card thing, but I just made it because I felt like it might make my shop look a bit more professional. So I'll throw that in, and once that's done, I'll put it in the poly mailer and get it ready to ship. The hardest, and honestly probably the thing that deters a lot of people from selling their clothes on Instagram, is the shipping. A lot of people do it in a more professional way, I'm not gonna lie. The better way to do it, I guess you could say, is to literally buy like a scaler or like a mail weigher and hook it up to a PayPal system, and there like you could literally make your own shipping label and you would get the exact price of the shipping depending on the weight of the package. For me, I'm a little bit non-traditional in the sense where I literally will package it, physically go to the mail office and use the machines to print the label from there. And this is honestly dependent on you and how you want to do shipping, but how I do shipping is I will usually kind of estimate what I think that the price of the shipping will be. And honestly, most of the time I'm basically correct, because I've been shipping things even when I was younger. Like I've been sending packages for so long, I feel like I can kind of just tell. But when I first started my Instagram shop, I think one time the shipping was a lot more than what I thought it was, so I ended up just like shipping the item for free. In a case where, for example, like maybe I said a sweatshirt was $10 plus $7 shipping, and the shipping ended up being like $10. I personally don't make my buyer pay anymore because they've already paid me. It's a little awkward then if you make them just like pay. I just pay for the overpayment of the shipping. It's honestly not that big of a deal to me. Now this is way different from Depop and Poshmark, because once you make a sale through the app of Depop and Poshmark, they actually email you a shipping label that is literally ready to go. So all you need to do is put it on your package and just send it. And in case you guys are wondering, I do have a Depop, Poshmark, and Instagram, and I post some items on all three. The reason why I do this is because if I feel like an item might sell better on a different app, I will put it on there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was kind of long and a lot of this might have been self-explanatory, but I thought I would make it because honestly, I feel like this is such a great side hustle for a lot of people to be able to do. So that is all I have for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.